So the last time that we were reading Paul Bunyan, we stopped right here. And it was an exaggeration about Paul and Babe the Blue Ox. And what were they doing? They were trying to make this crooked river straight. They were. All right, and when they tightened the river up, there was so much extra water left that they made the Great Lakes. And remember, we said that you really can't make the Great Lakes by straightening a river because you can't just grab water and pull it, right, boys and girls? Okay, so let's keep going. So the last time we talked about a river that would run right down the middle of the country from top to bottom. Okay? All the way from Minnesota down to New Orleans. Did anyone learn what river that was? Let's see. See if any of you learned. Oh my goodness. This is a lot to take in this picture. Let's check it out. Paul Bunyan happened to overhear this conversation. He told the bosses he would see what he could do. He hitched up Babe and they started plowing south. So he hitched him up to the blade, started plowing. As they plowed, they threw a great mound of dirt and rocks on the right and a smaller mound to the left. On the right side, they made the Rocky Mountains. And on the left side, they made the Appalachian Mountains. Paul Bunyan and Babe didn't stop until they had plowed a channel all the way south to the Gulf of Mexico. And the river that flows in that channel nowadays, well, that's called the Mississippi River. How many of you guys have ever heard of the Mississippi River? Yeah, it's a great big long river. And it's very important to transportation. Back in those days, people used steamboats and they traveled up and down that river to move goods. Well, from that day on, Paul and Babe went around the country, using their size and their strength to help anyone who needed it. Later, they dug the Grand Canyon, and they made their way all the way to the west coast, to California. Now, can Paul really make the Grand Canyon? No. Alright, so remember, he was born way up in Maine, and then he made it all the way across the country, all the way to California. Alright, so when the wind blows just right from the west, you can still smell those infamous, colossal pancakes cooking on the frontier. Can you guys smell them? Can you smell the pancakes? Do you think you can really smell the pancakes? No. All right. So who is the legendary character of this tall tale? Paul Bunyan. All right. Think of some astonishing characteristics of Paul Bunyan. What are some things that made him larger than life? All right, let's go back and look from the beginning. All right, boys and girls, when he was born, where did he sleep? Yeah, he slept in a covered wagon. And as a child, where did his parents put him to sleep? Yeah, out in the ocean on a raft. What type of job did he do? He's a lumberjack. But what was special about him being a lumberjack? How many times did he have to swing his axe? Just one, and he could swap down tons of trees with just one swing. Right. His best friend was a blue ox that was found in the blue snow that was even larger than him, right? He ate flapjacks on an open forest fire, right? In this huge colossal pan. And the men skated around on what? Yeah, on bacon. Grease the pan down. Okay? Alright, in this story, Paul starts out in Maine, and where does he move? He moves out west. Moves out west all the way to California by the end, right? Trying to help people. All right, is this tall tale real or make-believe? All right, it is make-believe. It is make-believe. All right. Now, I'm going to send you a video link to re-listen to the story again. I know you've had it in 2 separate parts, so to make sure you understand the story, you can listen to the story being read to you one more time. All right, and then you are going to fill out a paper about an exaggeration. Remember, an exaggeration is stretching the truth. So it says, Paul Bunyan, the famous lumberjack. Write one example of an exaggeration from the story. All right, you will type right here. So think of one example of a way that the story was stretched from what could really happen. Just pick one. And then it says you can draw a picture of your favorite part. You can use a piece of paper at home. Draw a picture of your favorite part of Paul Bunyan. And you can actually take a picture with your camera like I've shown you and insert it. All right, if you don't want to do that, if you choose you want to find a picture of Paul Bunyan you like online, you can do that. Or if you don't want to put a picture in, that's fine. But you do have to do the exaggeration part, okay, and turn it in. And then tomorrow we will start a new tall tale character. So do your best work and let's see what kinds of exaggerations you guys can show me.